Hi, and welcome to Our Roots Retold, the space where we get to share stories that connect our past to our present and shape the way that we view the world today. My name is Chisum, and today we're going to be talking about a very exciting story. This one's about love, legacy, and leadership. So let's talk about it. What makes a great leader? Is it their ability to inspire, or their resilience in the face of adversity? Or is it the fact that they might have great vision for whatever it is that they believe in? Today, we're going to be talking about somebody who might have all of those qualities. We're going to be talking about Seretse Khama. He was the first elected president of Botswana, and not only did he lead the country to its independence, he also shaped Botswana to being one of the most democratic and economically successful countries in Africa. His story is one of love, resilience, an unwavering commitment to justice. From his royal upbringing to his controversial marriage back then and his great leadership, his story is nothing short of inspiring. And so we're going to explore how he turned a struggling protectorate to a thriving democracy. To understand Seretse Khama, we have to go back to where it all started. He was born in 1921 into a powerful royal family in Botswanaland, now known as Botswana. As the grandson of the great King Khama III, leadership was in his blood. But his path was anything but ordinary. Tragedy struck early. His father, the reigning chief, passed away when Seretse was just 4 years old. This meant that young Seretse was destined to become king. But because he was a child, his uncle, Seretse Khama, ruled as regent until he became of age. As part of his royal upbringing, Seretse was sent abroad for education. He studied in South Africa before moving to the United Kingdom, where he studied at Oxford University and then later at the Inner Temple in London. It was during this time that he would make a life-changing decision that would not only rock his country to its core, but challenged the British Empire. While in London, Seretse met Ruth Williams, a white British woman. Their connection was instant. They shared love for jazz, deep conversation, and a mutual respect for each other's intellect. But there was one problem. Ruth was white, and Seretse wasn't just any African man. He was a royal leader. In the late 1940s, interracial marriage was a taboo, and even illegal in parts of the British Empire. South Africa had just formalized apartheid, and the idea that a black African leader would be married to a white woman, that sent shockwaves through both Britain and Botswanaland. His uncle, Seretse Khama, opposed the marriage. The British government, fearful of angering the white minority regimes in South Africa and Rhodesia, also known as Zimbabwe, tried everything they could to stop it. They even exiled Seretse from his own country. But Seretse and Ruth refused to back down. He fought legal battles, defied the British authorities, and proved his leadership even before he became Botswana's leader. After years of struggle, in 1956, the British allowed Seretse to return back to Botswanaland. But this was under one condition, that he renounce his claim to the throne. So instead of becoming king, he embraced his new path, democratic leadership. Seretse Khama could have been bitter about how he was treated, but instead, he turned his energy towards something greater, securing Botswana's independence. Unlike many African nations that gained independence through violent revolutions, Botswana's transition was remarkably peaceful. Seretse formed the Botswana Democratic Party and campaigned for independence through diplomacy. He advocated for self-governance, national unity, and economic development, things that would become pillars of Botswana's success. In 1965, he won the country's first general elections, and on September 30th, 1966, Botswana land became the Republic of Botswana, with Seretse Khama as its first president. When Botswana gained its independence, the country was one of the poorest in the world. There were only a handful of paved roads, little infrastructure, and almost no economy to speak of. But under Seretse Khama's leadership, Botswana defied all odds. One of his biggest achievements was how he handled diamonds. In the late 1960s, rich diamond deposits were discovered in Botswana. Instead of letting foreign powers take control, Khama ensured that diamond profits were reinvested back into the country. He negotiated a 50-50 partnership with De Beers, ensuring that Botswana's resources benefited its people. The revenue from diamonds was used to build schools, hospitals, and roads, lifting Botswana out of poverty. Today, Botswana is one of the wealthiest and most stable countries in Africa, all thanks to the foundation of Seretse Khama. But it wasn't just about the economy. Khama also strengthened democracy. Unlike many African leaders who clung to power, he respected multi-party elections and stepped down when his time was up. His leadership ensured that Botswana became one of Africa's least corrupt and most democratic nations. Seretse Khama passed away in 1980, but his legacy lives on. He left behind a Botswana that is democratic, economically strong, and politically stable, a rare achievement in post-colonial Africa. His son, Ian Khama, later became Botswana's president, continuing with his father's vision of good governance. And Ruth Williams Khama, she remained in Botswana, loved and respected by the people, proving that love really does transcend boundaries. Seretse turned adversity into opportunity, leading Botswana with wisdom and integrity. His leadership wasn't built on power and fear, but on democracy, economic foresight, and national unity. So what can we learn from Seretse Khama? I think the lesson here is that true leadership isn't just about dominance, it's about service. It's about making choices that uplift an entire nation, even in the face of opposition. It's about staying true to your principles, no matter what. From a young chief in exile to the father of a nation, Seretse Khama showed us that progress is possible through vision, integrity, and resilience. His story proves that Africa's success is not just a dream, it's a reality that only great leadership can create. So next time you hear about Botswana, remember the name, Seretse Khama. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Our Roots Retold. See you next time for more stories and proverbs that connect us to our roots.